Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and today in this video I'm going to be doing my review of the last episode currently of DC Legends of Tomorrow on the CW network. It aired yesterday, last night on January 12th, 2022. The episode is episode 8. The season is season 7. There are 13 episodes this season, so that means there's only 5 more. The Legends of Tomorrow has been on a winter break for the past 4 weeks now, just like most major network TV shows. So obviously they're back now, and what essentially is happening in this episode is the Legends of Tomorrow cyborg versions of themselves, the evil versions of them right here, are essentially linked to obviously being made by Gideon, the evil version of her, and they're hunting them down and trying to kill them throughout time itself. And Gideon's the one in charge, telling them what to do. Ava Sharp is like the evil doctor who is like her right hand. So essentially that's what's been happening. And this episode was basically a filler episode. We saw basically the side of how the bad guys, the bad version of the Legends of Tomorrow live, the evil version of them, like they're evil twins essentially, and what's been going on with them, why they're doing what they're doing, and basically how everybody's personalities are different. Ava Sharp and Sarah Lance are not together. It doesn't look like Nate and Zuri are together either at all. They're Zari. Bayrod's gun happy, and he's always in competition with Spooner, and Spooner has a mullet, like she's in the 80s. So they're always in constant competition about who's shooting better, who's taking down more bad guys, who's kicking more butt, basically. Nate has huge steroid arms because he's Captain Mr. Steel or Commander Steel or Steel in general, but instead of his whole body turning into steel like Colossus from like the X-Men, because he's like their version of him, he has his whole entire body is obviously made out of steel, obviously, but he it stays like that permanently because now it's his huge arms that you can see regularly on the show. His arms are obviously way more thinner than this, and he can turn to steel. So this is like a big, huge steroid version of him. Zari's much more smart and capable, but obviously because Aster, they didn't change nothing about her, but Zari is a little different because of her brain capacity increasing with her hacking. They all didn't know that they were cyborgs. They found out that they were, that why they're hunting down the Legends, the human version of them, because like I said, they're the cyborg version of them. And essentially that's what's happening. Sarah Lance is the only one in the group that found out that they were actually being lied to. She tried to change everybody's opinion. They went to go back and change the situation in Chernobyl to make sure that all the people that die there, all the innocent people, and they take out this general, the KGB, to make sure that everybody dies because they're trying to reverse what the Legends did. So the Legends save people, they go back and kill them, and so that's basically what happened. So this is basically a filler episode. The actual Legends were not in this episode at all, only with a flashback of what happened on the previous episode, so they weren't physically in it. It was just what is it like for what's life like for the bad guys, the evil versions of them. That's essentially what's been going on. Like I said, we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the season, and if they get an actual 8th and final one, because this show is going to end very soon. It's already on its last legs. They did everything. It's been overly done. It's redundant. It's not entertaining anymore. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Gwen Davies, the character who is obviously formerly John Constantine, playing the actor is playing a different role. Matthew Ryan. We'll see what happens with him after the show is over, if they're going to keep him on to continue to play that character. I really don't know, but we'll see. It's just very unfortunate how things have been going over the past, obviously, couple of months now. Actually, years. The show used to be fun, but it's not fun anymore, as I've said previously. There's been a lot of unfortunate character changes and people leaving the show and whatnot. They had the reunion episode a couple of months ago, and for the 100th episode, and everybody was on there except Hawkgirl and Vixen and Moana. So there was 4 characters that were left out, and yeah, it was actually all of them. Yeah, and they were all 4 characters are women, and that was essentially it. As far as it being weird. Oh, yes, and Mick Rory was not there, played by Dominique Purcell. They had somebody playing him, but you only saw his face. You didn't see his face. He was laid down. It was a bald guy, but we didn't know if it was actually Dominique Purcell. It could have been anybody. It could have been a body double or a stunt double, essentially an unknown actor playing him, because he was obviously already off the show. So that's what happened a couple months ago. But that's essentially it. Nothing really special. Like I said, we'll see what happens when the show comes back on. When the show continues on for the next 5 weeks. for the next 5 episodes, because this is 13 episodes in total. We're on episode 8 now, so nine will be next week. If it gets another season, we'll see for the last final one, or if this one's actually gonna be the last and final one. But that's that's the end of my video, my review. We'll see what happens, obviously, when Legends of Tomorrow comes back on in a couple weeks. If they're gonna bring Bishop back again because they keep killing him and bringing him back, he's the main villain. Then he's not the main villain. Now it's obviously not him. It's the evil version of um, the computer Gideon, their AI. She's the evil version, and the evil version of the body snatcher version of the Legends. So it's basically the Legends of fighting them cyborg versions of themselves, and Gideon is fighting the evil version of herself, and that's essentially who the villains are for season 7. Besides Bishop, obviously, who they keep killing and bringing back again. He's been the villain now for 2 seasons. It seems like they just can't move on from him. If they actually do a final season, I'll be glad to no longer see Bishop around, and for him to join the team and replace Nate apparently is going to happen. That sounds very stupid and laughable because it's not going to be the evil version of, obviously, what's his name, of Bishop. It's going to be the wholesome, nice comedic version of him who is not corrupted and evil. So that's essentially what's going to happen. We'll see what happens, obviously, when the show comes back on in a couple of next week, obviously. And like I said, the remaining 5 episodes of this 13 episode season. And obviously, if they get a last one, they cut it in half into 8. And if they're going to be making any appearances or crossovers with the other shows before that happens, such as The Flash, Superman, Lois, Batwoman, Stargirl, and also Naomi, since the Green Arrow and Supergirl are no longer on the air, and obviously Black Lightning is done with, so there's only a handful of shows left, and this and The Flash only have 1 season. They've been on for a long time. Essentially what the CW TV network has upcoming in the future, looking forward, is they don't have a big, huge roster like they used to. And they actually could have had that, but they screwed up. See, what happened was that the Green Arrow and the Canaries, this crossover with Mia Queen / Mia Smoke, I guess not the reboot, the show that was supposed to happen after that, obviously, the spinoff. They were supposed to do that, but the CW TV network cut that. They said they were going to go ahead forward and give the show a green light, so that's not happening. Black Lightning's Painkiller spinoff show was supposed to take place, but they decided to cut that too. So it looks like they're not actually continuing on with the original shows that they have as far as giving them spinoffs. It looks like they're just only moving forward with new shows. And we'll see what happens, obviously, but I'm not interested in watching anything else besides Superman and Lois. That's basically it. There's no other characters that they're making. They just put out the Naomi show. They'll probably drag that out for about 3 to 4 seasons. I really don't care. I have no interest in watching it. There's supposed to be a live action Powerpuff Girls show that's supposed to be coming on finally this year. It got axed essentially and brought back. They said, well, the production is going to be changed, and not canceled, but they're going to do some reshoots and rewrite the script and stuff. But they should just cancel it all together. But we'll see what happens, obviously. And now I believe Daisy, I forgot her name. It's not Daisy Ridley. She plays Daisy / Sky on Chloe Bennett, yes, on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's supposed to be playing one of the characters. I forgot which one she is because I never watched the Powerpuff Girls at all, really like that back in the late 90s and early 2000s. When I was growing up, so I think I only know just Blossom. I think that's it. I don't know if she's the character. I don't know all their names, but some shows I kind of missed like that, kind of back in the day. That I really didn't see that much. That's I would say, well, I didn't watch it at all really. I just kind of scrolled by briefly. I can't really think of any other show besides that I kind of didn't really just like scroll past or look through, because the most major ones like All That, Kenan and Kel, Real Monsters, or Rocket Power, all the other shows on Nickelodeon. I watched all those, but that one I didn't really, because I didn't look at, because on Cartoon Network I was watching Johnny Bravo and Dexter's Laboratory. I didn't watch the Powerpuff Girls, so I don't know all their names besides Blossom. I don't know if she's playing that one, but that's supposed to happen on the CW TV network. That's basically it. So they don't have any big shows lined up. So next year, after The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow are going to be over, or the end of this year, they'll only have Superman and Lois, Batwoman, Naomi, Stargirl, and I believe that will be it. I'm trying to think of if they have any other shows. I think that's it. It's just Naomi, Stargirl, with she's like a preteen with her young friends, and they're like really young, and they have their little team start like their own version of Teen Titans or DC's Titans. It's still DC, obviously. So it's Naomi, Batwoman, Stargirl, and Superman and Lois. I don't know if they're going to do any other superhero shows on the network, so we'll see what happens, but probably not. And considering the fact that there are no spin-offs, I don't think the Flash will have Bart Allen as Barry Allen's son, who he is, have his own spin-off show himself. They're not bringing back Kid Flash, aka Wally West, so that'll be the end of that. So we'll see what happens. And I don't think if they do Jordan's own version of the Superman show, where they have it as Sons of Krypton, or where Jordan, after Superman Lois is over, he gets his own separate show, and you get to see him in his coming of age, growing into a young adult, obviously male, and obviously saving people and learning from his father. Obviously, we'll see if that actually does take place. I don't know. That's the end of my video and my review for I'll be doing Superman and Lois is a season 2 episode 1 review in a few minutes. But this is Legends of Tomorrow. It was okay. Season 7 of episode 8 of Legends of Tomorrow. It was okay, decent. Just like I said, filler episode. We got to see the how the bad guys live, the cyborg version of the Legends. It was basically just them learning about everybody's personalities, how they live, and everything on the Wave Rider. Obviously, how Gideon's in charge of them, and obviously the evil version, and how Ava Sharp is now an evil doctor who does everything that she says, and she's obviously in cahoots with her as well, and she's in on the control takeover of everybody being a cyborg. So that's basically it. And then they found out at the end. Sarah Lance tried to kill some KGB doctor / scientist. She almost did, but after she found out the truth, she tried to save her. She did save her, but then after they, Ava Sharp helped in the team subdue Sarah Lance and knock her out with some type of a sleeping drug or something, needle in her neck, like how Dexter Morgan does to his adversaries. She woke up and then she was a different person again. They replaced her computer chip in her brain with a new one. Now she's bloodthirsty and evil, so she's under the control. She killed the lady after she saved her, and they changed it. So that's basically what happened. So that's basically it. We'll see what happens. Like I said, obviously with the Bishop situation, where he comes back, and when he comes back, because we know he will be back, obviously, for the rest of the season. And hopefully, finally, after this season is over of Legends of Tomorrow, season 7, they won't have Bishop around anymore. And if they brought back some other villains, I wouldn't be upset, because Damien Dark, Neuron, Vandal Savage, they were way more interesting and dangerous and scary than they were very well put together compared to obviously Bishop. So, and they were much more entertaining to me, especially Damien Dark. He's very funny, even though he's the bad guy and he's evil. But we'll see what happens, like I said. And that's basically it. That's been my video for my review for DC Legends of Tomorrow's season 7 episode 8, and it aired yesterday on the 12th of January 2022. And that's all I have to say about this. Again, thanks for watching, and goodbye. Thank you.